horror fans, once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Monty G. Yes, time to do another movie review, and this time we're going to review the movie that I got from Horror Pack, Afflicted. Yes. Now, Afflicted is a 2013 Canadian found footage horror film. It was written, directed, and stars Derek Lee and Cliff Prowse. I think I was pronouncing his name. Now, two best friends see their trip of a lifetime take a dark turn when one of them is struck by a mysterious affliction. Now, in a foreign land, they race to uncover the source before it consumes him completely. Yes, that's what this film is about. Now, some of my best moments of my life are the times I spent with my two best friends, Lee Johnson and Jesse Allen. And I miss both of you guys. Really, really do miss you guys. Now, I'm sure you guys out there and my horror fans and out there in YouTube land have enjoyed times with the times you spent with your best friends too. The camaraderie, the things you do, even through the good and bad times you stuck it out with each other. It's like the friendship we have here with Derek Lee and Cliff Prowse, the guys who wrote, directed, and starred in this wonderful horror film and a credit found footage horror movie. Now, obviously, you can tell I really enjoyed this horror movie that they've created here. The story they crafted here is simple but brilliant. Playing caricatures of themselves, Derek and Lee are about to take off for a trip around the world. To add the found footage concept, Cliff, who seems to be a filmmaker, but we really don't know what his job is, but it's based upon what he's doing. Obviously, he's a filmmaker or a filmmaker buff. Decides to document everything on the trip with a camera and post it on social media. Now, Derek has been diagnosed with AVM, that's cerebral intravenous malformation. I think I pronounced that right. A condition that can cause his death at any moment. It's the reason why they decided to go on this trip as Derek's last wish. This is what best friends do to each other. You know, you have Derek, he's disappointed, he's a little upset, he's depressed, he could die at any moment, so to grant his best friend's wish, they decide to take him around the trip around the world as a last wish so he can enjoy life. And despite the fact Derek's parents and his brother don't want him to go, he decides to go ahead because this is what Derek wants. He doesn't want anyone to feel pity for him. He doesn't want anyone to be disappointed in him or be sad around him. He wants to enjoy life, how much moment he has left. And Cliff is going to grant him this wish. And that's what best friends do for each other. That's what I truly like about the film is the camaraderie between Derek and Cliff. You can tell that they're good friends, which I'll talk about later. Now, everything is going well for Cliff and Derek when they arrive at Barcelona to meet some friends of theirs. When Derek encounters a woman named Audrey. Now, it looks like they're about to hook up, and they decide to play a prank on Derek. They see that Derek is knocked out and bleeding, and there's no sign of Audrey. They believe that he's been robbed, so they take it off as a little bump in the road of the trip. But by the time Cliff and Eric arrive in Italy, weird shit starts to happen to Derek. First of all, he can't eat food. They're in a restaurant, he tries to eat something, and he throws up. He sleeps all throughout the day. And he can't stand in daylight without burning up with blisters all over his body. I give you 3 guesses as to what's happening to Derek. Can't guess? Yes, he is becoming a vampire. Ooh, no. Now, I love the way how Derek and Cliff tell this story. We can see that they're both very good friends. We can see that Cliff, despite Derek's condition, wants to make his best friends happy, and he'll go out of his way to do that, hence the trip around the world. Now, they don't rush into anything with the story. They take their time. The pacing is very good. The cinematography is very good, despite this being a found footage film. They take their time so that the audience can start to care about both of them. I mean, we're not rushing into anything. We get this nice montage of Derek and Cliff. Derek talking about what he wants to do. He talks about his condition. We see Cliff. He's sad for what's happening to his best friend, but he wants to make him happy. That's why we feel sorry for Derek. And while he's going through his transformation, we're hoping that both of them can survive this ordeal. There are some very sad moments throughout the second act of the film. While Derek is going through his transformation, Cliff doesn't know what the hell to do, but he's going to do anything to help him survive this ordeal. Now, despite this being a found footage film, it doesn't feel like one at times throughout the course of the film. There is an excellent montage of Cliff filming Derek's new abilities without the shaky cam that we see in both films. It's very clear what's happening to Derek. There's no real shaky cam. We see moments where we see Derek display some superhuman moments, and it's funny to see how he does it. He's scared because he doesn't know what's happening. While Cliff is really excited about it, just you would expect to see him, but he is also scared. But Derek is real scared because he doesn't know what the hell is happening. He's totally freaked out of some of the stuff he can't do. There's this one scene where he's running and running and running. He's going at least 60 miles an hour while Cliff is on the moped. He's excited, but he's also scared. And both Derek and Cliff really display the emotions during this montage. And even though it's found footage because they got body cams on them, it doesn't look like found footage. It looks like an actual movie that you're seeing. No, both Derek and Cliff are excellent in the film acting-wise. You can see and feel the camaraderie between the two of them. As I stated earlier, you can tell that they're best friends. And you can see that they really enjoyed this film. I guess this was their pet project that they wanted to do, and they're finally getting a chance to do it. I mean, you can see the pain and anguish Cliff displays when Derek is going through his transformation. He wants to do anything he can to help his friend and end his suffering. There's this one scene when they realize that the only thing that can sustain Derek is fresh human blood. He literally cuts himself in order to make sure his friend can survive. That's friendship for you. Now, obviously, I love the emotion Derek displays when Cliff believes he's sick due to his AMV condition and refuses to go to the hospital. Cliff tells him, it's like, we got to go to the hospital. He keeps saying, no, no, no. At first, he's upset, he's angry, and he doesn't want anyone to feel pity for him. And you can feel for him when he finally realizes what he's becoming and the things he has to do now in order to survive. Now, Derek and Cliff decided to do a different take on the vampire mythos, so no one turns into a bat or wolves, so we won't see anything like that. Crosses and a stake through the heart does nothing to kill them, but they still need to drink fresh human blood. So that that aspect of the vampire mythos is still in play here. And no, unfortunately, we don't need any sharp canine teeth in this picture. So if you're expecting the typical vampire picture in this one, you're not going to be happy about that. But I like the different take that they decided to do with the vampire mythos. And no, Derek does not sparkle. Better be quiet before I start going crazy. Now, despite the small budget, I do love the practical effects they use here on the film. Now, they don't rely on gore and lots of blood and cheap jump scares, but the effects are used at the right moment and give the film the edge it needs, even for a found footage movie. Now, it's not like Cloverfield. It's not like Cloverfield, or it's not like any of the Cloverfield films or any of the other more expensive found footage movies. But what they do here is what I wish other found footage movies did on their budget, because I know most found footage movies don't spend a lot of money on their budget wise, but the stuff they do here is great, and they don't really load it up, but when they need to do it, you get some great practical effects, and it's all practical effects, none of this digital. Overall, this was an exciting and decent found footage horror movie. Both Cliff and Derek did a wonderful job. You could tell they really enjoyed making this film. Like I said, this seems like a pet project of theirs, and they really did a great job in presenting this found footage movie. It's a different take on the vampire subgenre, and it's a brilliant one. And I'm sure vampire fans will enjoy it like I did. Maybe not as much. But like I said before, you don't get the shaky cam crap that you normally do in other found footage horror movies. So, I am going to give Afflicted 3.5 out of my 5 lucky gold coins. Going to get 3.5 out of my 5 lucky gold coins. I don't know if Cliff and Derek are going to do any other movies, but if they do, I think it's going to be good just as this one as well. So, my horror fans, that's my review of Afflicted. After seeing this one, did you enjoy it just as much as I did? Do you think it's one of the better found footage horror movies out there? Leave your comments on the comment section below and tell me what you thought about Afflicted. And that's my video for today, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put up new videos such as this one. Also, all my social media links will be down in the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G, and always remember, Horror rules. I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.